Hi, this is Sebastiano and I welcome you to my Let's Play of Wargroove. Wargroove is a tactical role-playing game from an indie developer called Chucklefish. This game attempts to follow into the footsteps of another tactical role-playing game known as Advance Wars, which I honestly never played, but I heard a lot of good things about it. In this first mission of the game, we are in control of a single character and traverse along a pretty much linear path. The character we play as is tasked with reaching the king and assassinating him. This mission is meant to introduce an event in the story, and also introduce the player to basic movement and attacking.
Are you afraid?
For now, we only face one enemy each fight, which is pretty easy to dispatch of. When you take a look at our main character, you might be under the illusion that she is some kind of cat girl, but as it will turn out, she is actually more kind of a bat, or rather, a vampire.
How foolish.
As you make your way to the king, you might be tempted to destroy the doors and try to take on more of the other enemies, but that would be pretty much suicide, I expect. Another feature is introduced here, an overview over the map that also gives us information about the enemy, their gold, income, their units, and about the current objective we have to complete. In this game, enemies that are low on HP, just as this one soldier, will deal almost no damage. We arrive at the king's doorstep, and our character attacks the king. She does not seem to care about the pleas of the king. Instead, she demands to know the location of an item she refers to as the key.
Listen.
Well, I'm sure that's a successful mission for someone. It is time we are introduced to our real main character. On the plains of the kingdom, the rightful Queen Mercia is practicing her sword skills, yet unknown of the assassination of her father.
What?
No!
I'm sorry.
The game features scalable difficulty. It allows you to increase the damage you receive, decrease the income you collect each turn, and decrease the rate at which your special ability will recharge. Well, actually, all of the options can either be increased or decreased to make it more easy or harder. But keep in mind that if you make the game more easy, then the amount of stars you can receive from each mission, which is kind of your ranking, will always be locked at 1 star. I decided to put the damage multiplier at 150% while keeping the rest the same, since I didn't quite know how it would affect the game. Keep in mind that the damage multiplier only modifies the damage received, not the damage dealt. Consequentially, the game will get more player phase focused. The game also allows us to take a look at the commanders, including their histories, their stats, and their special abilities. These special abilities are called grooves, and they offer a tactical advantage in battle. They have to be charged up over time, so you need to make sure you know when to use them properly. Our main character, Mercia, has the ability to heal all allied units within a 3-tile radius around her for 50%, including herself. It can be used to hold a defensive position a bit longer, or reinforce your units when charging ahead. Emmerich is the advisor of Queen Mercia. His groove allows him to deploy a crystal on the battlefield, which increases the defense of any allied characters within a radius of 3 tiles. Keep in mind that enemy attacks can destroy the crystal, so keeping it safe must be accounted for when using the groove. Now for the probably best character in the game. Caesar is the loyal and brave dog of Queen Mercia, who leads his units in battle by his sheer grace. His groove is similar to that of a dancer or a singer in Fire Emblem, as he can revitalize any surrounding units to take another action. Majestic. Valdar is a necromancer and the king of the Empire of Felheim. He's the one responsible for Queen Mercia's late father's, the king's, death. As a necromancer, Valdar's groove allows him to summon a single undead without any cost. The undead is active immediately and can move and attack. Ragnar was created in the project of Valdar, attempting to create the perfect soldier. She is a commander in the army of Felheim. Her groove allows her to choose a tile nearby to which she will jump to and deal massive AoE damage to any enemies that are in 3 tiles radius. A character that we are already familiar with, Sigrid is a high vampire and serves as a subordinate directly under the command of Valdar. Her groove is probably one of the most broken in the game. It allows her to choose a single enemy unit and deplete their HP completely, killing them outright, and additionally restoring the depleted HP to your own HP back. Greenfinger is one of the Floran, a nature folk living in the thick woods of the continent. His groove allows him to grow vines out of the ground, serving as an obstacle for approaching enemy units. Nuhu is a Floran fighter and hunter. Her groove allows her to teleport one of her fighters out of the barracks without the need of having to carry them to the front line first. Unlike Valdar, however, she has to pay for any unit she summons. Sedge is another bland character at Floran. He likes killing outsiders that intrude on their forest or something. For his groove, he can choose a single unit to inflict 35% damage on. If the attack kills, then his turn will not end and he can use the groove again, allowing him to chain kills. For the final set of commanders, there is a new kingdom with their empress Tenri. Tenri's groove allows her to choose a single unit, enemy or friendly, and use the wind to teleport him to a remote location. Ryota is a commander with the top priority of the protection of Heavensang, which is the name of the kingdom, I suppose. For his groove, he plays a kind of checkers. enabling him to rush through enemies and slashing them with his sword. He can chain this indefinitely as long as there are still more lines of enemies to rush through. He can also use his own units to extend his rush attack, but that would literally hurt his own units. Koji, the son of Empress Tenhui, is a skilled engineer, building puppets to fight with and bombs. His groove allows him to deploy 2 puppets, which are actually flying bombs. They can be maneuvered towards the enemies to explode in their faces, or they explode automatically when their HP reaches 0. However, they can be countered by long-range attacks, in which case they would deal no damage. After checking out the menus and character info, I finally decided to take on the next map. A few months after the assassination of the king, the kingdom finds itself under the attack of the Felheim Empire. We are introduced to terrain effects and told to attack the enemy from a forest tile.
Yeah.
Very well.
As you would expect, a dead enemy cannot harm you, so taking out parts of the enemy will heavily decrease their offensive ability, even within a battle, when they can still attack you back. We are introduced to a new unit class, the pikemen, who are supposed to be stronger than swordsmen, and we'll see how we can use them in a bit. As we can see while checking out the pikemen's unit info, we can see that they will indeed deal a critical hit when they are adjacent to another pikeman. So, another pikeman and a pikeman will always deal a critical hit. Indeed, critical hits in this game are always based on some unit, well, class-specific conditions.
Very well.
We maneuver our pikemen in a way that we will deal a critical hit on the enemy. This allows us to deal massive damage and kill him outright without him having the ability to even attack us back.
Yeah. Thank you.
our swordsmen deal just enough damage to take out this group of enemy as well. And by the way, I really love how they chant "Yeah, hey!" every time they charge into battle. The enemy pikeman getting the first strike on our guys allows him to deal massive damage to us, just barely not killing our pikemen. And at the same time they render our pikemen practically useless offensive wise. Good thing that we can just use them to line up a critical hit with our still healthy pikeman. And this would finish out the last of them, completing the objective of routing the enemy. And that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and please join in back next time when I go on playing Wargroove.